Okay, so folks, it's 12 o'clock here on Showbiz Now. We're live on JoyPrime. If you're tuning in for the first time, it comes your way every weekday, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. It's 11 o'clock at 12 p.m. We're sitting down. At 9 o'clock too, we'll bring you some more details on that. So we build up from 9, 11, and 12. We have a 30-minute sit down, and we talk about what matters most here in the industry. And of course, this afternoon, we're taking our attentions to the very important issue that matters here in tourism arts here in Ghana. There have been times that we've seen people talk about tourism, ministers mention them and they say a whole lot of things about them. But interestingly, we seem not to be doing enough. But here on the show today, we're taking a look at it, and we look at Kofi Annan's funeral that seems to have brought a lot of issue when the minister actually spoke about boosting tourism. And Catherine Afeku, Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, actually says that the former UN Secretary General will be honored forever. And speaking at the forecourt of the Accra International Conference Center, where the 7th UN chief has been laid in state, Mrs. Afeku described him as a community and diplomat, and also honorable person who will forever remain in the history of Ghana. Now, Annan, she said, was an illustrious son who cared for world peace. He was a true African. His behavior meant he was a consummate diplomat. We have lost an illustrious son, and he was an honorable person, and it will remain history that we buried an illustrious son on the continent. Now, asked if his demise will cause an effect in the tourism industry, Mrs. Afeku answered in the affirmative, insisting that people will travel from all over the world to see the global icon final resting place. She also made his name, and people will come to Ghana to look at his tomb as well. Now, these are the things that will enhance and boost the transportation of our export, she said. Let's check what exactly she said in detail. When we come back, we'll have a conversation.
It's priceless. I mean, this is a gentleman who is considered a world president. When you head the United Nations, you are in charge of the entire 179 nations. So, and he's from Ghana. Is a pride of this nation. Yes, the Lord has called him to his bosom, but for us in this nation, we celebrate his life. For the culture and arts ministry, it is an occasion for us to share our traditions, our customs, our mode of burial, our drumming, our wailing, our style of funeral with the entire world. And it's an occasion to celebrate the Ghanaian culture, the Ghanaian customs, and also to export that. When Guterres, who is here in Ghana as a result of his former boss's demise, he will carry a bit of our drumming in his heart. Any dignitary who has come will take a little bit of Ghanaian hospitality with them, and hopefully it will incur a repeat experience. It's actually going to be solemn ground with our plans already in place. Mostly it will be in line with like the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, a monument where people will travel, younger generations from schools will have to take tour to learn about his life, his biography. And I was telling your colleague that Africa has produced a lot of great men and women, and we need to celebrate them even in their death. So this is part of the culture, the tradition, carrying it forward. Those who went to Fansipim are feeling a sense of joy inside because their name is going to be carried along the shores of this nation and beyond.
And that was the minister, Mrs. Catherine Afeku, speaking on the issue of tourism and the fact that, this is a moment for us to also see a positive light, even though we mourn the late Kofi Annan at that period of time that the incident actually happened. Now, folks, if you tune in, our conversation this afternoon would not be centered much on the minister's pronouncement. I said because Ghanaians took it very personal. Some people on social media lambasted the minister for speaking about funeral tourism and all of that. In the studio with me, this person that I have here in the studio would enlighten us on some of these things and even some of the comments that the minister made, whether or not they were in good faith or not. He would address all of that. So without wasting my time, let me introduce you to the person that I have in the studio. I have the pleasure of introducing to you the man who has been around for a long time. When I say a long time, a very long time. He's the president of ArtWAG, that is the Arts and Tourism Writers Association of Ghana, and he's also a writer. He's written for a lot of newspapers. He's been a judge for most of the beauty pageants that we've seen here in GH. And he's also somebody who believes so much in our tourism industry, and he's been following it for years now. William Asiedu is my guest here in the studio today. Good to see you. And William was telling me that after the show, he's going to make sure that he influenced me into getting some African words.
Yes.
On. And I'll do that.
Yes.
I think it's very important that we all, put on our prints. This is what we have, and that's what we're made of.
But it's not also to say that we don't have Ghanaian tailors who do sharp suits like this.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
let's have a blend. But at least when you're meeting me, let's do.
You see that thing? I'll honor that. All right. So let's look at tourism in a broader perspective. Where are we going? Have we started well? If we did, have we gone as far as we've imagined, or we're just playing?
I always use the Dubai experience.
Okay.
Dubai, they have oil, and Ghana has oil. What they realized at the point in their history was that the oil could get low in terms of production quantities at a point. So they decided to invest the oil money in tourism, which would never go down if you promote it well, if you package it well. So today, everybody, you look on social media, everybody is going to Dubai.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to Dubai. It's because they spent time and money deliberately to put the infrastructure together, and then they took it up from there. So they have something that I see as very sustainable. So these days, when you're talking about tourism, there must definitely be the element of sustainability.
Okay.
So that's what I think we haven't gotten there yet, because the infrastructure has been bad over the years. Presently, we are looking at our beach fronts. I mean, if you travel the world over, beach fronts are expensive places for big spenders. Big spenders who visit countries and spend huge amounts of money. Yeah. But here, our beach from Labadi through to Axim, we go there, we see the filth and all that.
Yeah.
But it's encouraging, at least, that the current governments, starting from the previous government, put together a plan to develop the beach fronts, the Marine Drive project.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very good thing. We are just praying that the project goes on as scheduled, and then it brings the returns that we're expecting. But overall, I don't think we've done much in terms of our infrastructure. Because recently in the Brong-Avo region somewhere, where we had an accident at the waterfall, I mean, you go there, what's the facility? We've never even thought about the fact that visitors would have to attend to the call of nature when they visit. These are very fundamental things that any repeat visitor will make a point out of. So we're talking about infrastructure, but we've started, but we are not there at all. And that's where I see the minister taking charge and behaving like a business person to drive that infrastructural, development that we are all looking at.
She's not doing that?
Oh, well, for now, sitting back, I have to be very frank. I think she's playing too much in the Ghana Tourism Authority space, the Ghana Tourism Development Company space, because you see, when they have events and you're a minister, you go there, naturally the searchlight will come on you. So for somebody sitting outside, they will think that she's working. Because if you are doing Kundum Festival and she's there, she's dancing. Jollof Festival, she's there, she's dancing. They go to Chalwote, she's there, she's...
It means that the minister is doing her job.
Everybody will think that she's doing her job. That's fine. But for me, I'm thinking that she should tell us more. She should show us more that she's doing to touch the infrastructure. Because it is the infrastructure that will make the country attractive to international tourists. Nobody would want to travel from, say, US to Ghana. They always put Africa together, to Africa, and come and suffer. You understand? Because I don't want to travel from here to Nglofo or Inzulezu, very far.
Yeah.
When I get to, I mean, maybe from here to the town, the road is good, but from the road to the tourism sites,
how is that too?
So I will be excited. I'll be happy if the minister comes to tell us that, look, I've gotten a deal with this ABCD company through cabinet. We've approved that all these facilities are going to be put in place. It was just recently that Inzulezu had a washroom facility. Inzulezu.
Wow.
Recently. I mean, just when the last minister was about to leave, Mrs. Ofuso-Jare was about to leave, that she put together something.
And this has been serving tourists for a very long time.
Exactly. So what, Africa already has some negative image. So if you don't take care of some of these things that I describe as fundamental, you wake up in your home, you have a very good washroom, you have a very good sitting area to eat. Why is it that I will pick my bag and baggage and go to, say, Ebri or wherever and not have that?
Yeah.
So I'm saying that the minister may be doing well, but I think she should do better in the space of infrastructure. She cannot do it herself, but as I said, she should get in touch with people. She should be.
But she has some ambassadors put together. Are they also?
You know. So what's the objective for putting together those? That team of ambassadors. What were the KPIs, the key performance indicators that we sitting back we used to judge them? If you pick me as an ambassador, you are picking me as an ambassador because you think I have the wherewithal to push the agenda of the ministry within the media space, so that if the minister is coming to maybe hold a press conference, I can invite the press without the press demanding money from me because it's me.
But almost everybody that was named is very influential.
No,
are they working?
I'm coming. So then I would be serving a very good purpose on that team of ambassadors, being the media person. So in the media space, the Ministry of Tourism, Ghana Development, Tourism Development Company, Ghana Tourism Authority, whatever they do and they want to engage the media, they'll call me and they'll get the mileage.
Yeah.
So I'll be serving that purpose. So if you pick the film stars, what were they supposed to do? You know, so I would have picked businessmen like Mr. Kwame Despite, like Sickins or Wiala, who is now all over the world. People who can give us some
the returns that we need.
The stars. Some of them are doing business. For me, when I'm talking tourism, I'm talking business, because the fun part will come when the business side is done.
Okay.
You know, because now we are talking about theaters, large theaters around the country.
Yeah.
Where are we going to have that fun if those theaters are not in place? So that's why I'm saying that the ambassadors, you know,
you think it was needless?
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm only asking that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that we should have known what exactly they were supposed to do. Because if you pick an ambassador, and you tell the ambassador to go and bring his program, I mean, it should be a two-way affair. The ministry is saying that we want a road built. So we know this huge contractor who, sitting afar, we think will be interested in tourism. So we go and talk to him, and then he can put together a group of contractors or some businessmen and say, look, we're going to do this road and name it after William Esedu. And then, you know, something. So it must be that deliberate. It's not just the person is known, so we make him an ambassador. What are we getting from him? You understand? Yeah, because in the individual himself, the star that you've selected, what has he done for himself in terms of business? Because Beyonce, Jay-Z, all those big names that we hear around the world, they are not stars just for stars' sake. They are doing business. Jay-Z today is so rich.
Yeah. He just stopped the chart for the hip hop.
Now everybody is doing makeup.
Yeah.
So we ask the question, why would Riri, Rihanna, why would she also go and do a makeup line? But she's done it because she wants to use her name to push it. I hear it's Fenty, or if I got it right.
Yeah.
Yes. So what are our people doing? The stars that we've selected to be them, are they business minded themselves? Because you see, you cannot give what you don't want, what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. What have we got that these ambassadors are going to promote? Is it the waterfalls that don't have washroom facilities? Is it the beaches that are dirty? Is it the tourism sites that don't have good roads? They are supposed to come and help the ministry and of course the GT and GTDMs, whatever, to fix them. That for me is the role of the ambassador.
I see.
Exactly, because if the president makes me an ambassador to China, it is not because I'm William Esedu. He wants me to go to China and bring business.
Yeah.
I go to India and I bring business. That's what it is. Because other than that, now diplomacy is not just going to wear suits and tie. I'm not talking about
I'm representing this nation.
I'm not talking about you. Yes, you go and give a speech on 6 March in India. And no, they are looking at economic diplomacy. You know, where the ambassador goes out and make deals in the name of the recently President Akufo-Addo has even gone to some countries, China and India, because the ambassador facilitated those meetings.
Yeah.
And he didn't just go there to have a tea party with the Chinese or the Indians. He went there to talk business. So if you are made an ambassador of tourism, I'm expecting that you call the minister and say, look, I've gotten a deal with ABCD.
I'm not sure any of that.
Well, I haven't had any ambassador do. That's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
I've gone to Dubai, or I've gone to Kenya, or I've gone to Mauritius or Seychelles, and I've got this deal for us, a mutual deal.
Yeah.
So, Madam Minister, this is for you to follow up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm expecting the ambassadors to do.
I see. Now, briefly, let's touch on the funeral tourism. Some people said they've never heard it before. Others said it doesn't exist. Others say it exists, but then the minister's way of putting it out there was probably wrong. How do you look at it?
Yeah, for me, everything is tourism. So if somebody hasn't heard about funeral tourism, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Even Joy FM, multimedia, they're building your facilities here. I don't know if since you came, you are having 2 students coming to.
Yeah, we've had students coming here.
Why are they coming here? They are tourists.
Yeah.
Even your studio is a tourism site. So everything is tourism. So if people say they haven't heard funeral tourism, it's because they haven't heard, but it is tourism.
Okay.
So if the minister spoke about Mr. Anand's demise, for me, I think, I don't know, I didn't hear her say the demise was going to boost tourism. I think sometimes it's the language the media use. I'm talking media use because plural.
Yeah.
You see, it is the legacy of Mr. Kofi Annan that will serve as a tourism benefit for Ghana, not his death per se.
Okay.
It is his legacy. Because even at the time he were alive, the Kofi Annan peacekeeping center.
Yeah, Kite or something, yeah.
I mean, people come there, the name is already out there. So we didn't even have to wait for the distinguished gentleman to pass before talking about that. If you go to US, Abraham Lincoln's legacy is raking in millions for the American economy. Michael Jackson, following his death, is making more money a year, even more than when he were alive. You know, he had some financial issues even before he passed.
Yeah.
So it is not his death per se. His death, excuse me, to say from Monday to Friday, 5 days, how much is Ghana going to make? I understand that the car rental association, the government contracted them to, you know, rent
supply them
with some fleets, and they made some money. The hotels made some money. The restaurants made some money. So there were some dollars in the system for that brief moment. But after that, what? That's where I talk about the legacy of Mr. Kofi, and that's what I heard the minister say, that there's going to be a mausoleum where people will visit. That's why this is what we didn't see, and we messed up the legacy of President Atta Mills. To the extent that recently when we were marking his anniversary, people had to go and use ordinary broom to sweep there quickly just for the ceremony. And that's how we do not understand tourism. We think it's an event. That's why when we discuss tourism, we concentrate so much on the events. And that's what I'm advising the Honorable Minister not to do at all. She shouldn't let it be like an event. So if you do Chalote today and the minister is there, then 1 year, what happens? What are they putting, even in that space where they do the thing, what have they done to touch the people there?
Yeah.
What have they done to touch the space? So we should look more at the infrastructure. Because everybody would want to go to, if you go to China, China is still a developing country so far as I know. All right? If you go to some villages in China, they are as poor as we are. But when you go to the big cities, you'll be wowed by the things you see. And you come back with a story.
Yeah.
You understand? So I'm saying that we should be looking at tourism as a business first, and the business without infrastructure for me is not going to fly, because we can't promote the country. Ghana, I understand that we are doing heritage tourism, where you come, you learn about our culture, our heritage, go through the forts and castles, learn about slave trade and all that. How are we keeping those places? Until recently, people were defecating behind the Christianborg Castle. Has that been taken care of? Is that what we want the tourists to come and see?
Yeah, they go the march. I'm sure most of them see that every time they go there.
You see, so tourism is a whole developmental, if you like, package that after the president has talked about free SHS or free education, the next thing any government should be talking about on such a large, excited scale is tourism, because that's the only thing that we can sustain.
Okay.
You know,
there's so much in this, and it's so broad. And sometimes some of us, the little things that we do in our backyards,
exactly, because we're talking about funeral tourism.
Yeah.
Every weekend, do you know the number of people who travel from one point of the country to the other? And then when they go, what do they do? How many of them go there to mourn? They just want to go and see, eat and drink,
see the places
and see the place.
Yeah.
And they spend, and they all fit the criteria for tourism. So, but you see, tourism has been connected to fun and events so much so that if you talk about funeral tourism, people think that somebody is, dead, so you cannot talk about tourism. It is because of the mentality that we have that tourism is all about fun. We even have medical tourism.
Wow.
Yes, where Kolebu They had the thoracic center. Yes. People travel from all over Africa to come and get Medicare there. When they come, all the indicators of tourism, they go through, they spend.
Yeah, where do all the money go?
Yes, so
all those money.
Exactly. So it goes into the economy,
Okay, so folks, let me get the contributions from our viewers as well. I'm sure you also want to call and contribute. William Asiedu is here with me, and he's the president of ArtWag, and they deal with arts and tourism proper. He'll be telling us more about what is going on in their camp. If they're not doing so much to bash them, that's what that one will do it. So you can also call us and let us know what you think here on the show. This is Showbiz Now here on JoyPrime. My name is KMJ, and we're talking about tourism in a broader perspective, and we're using a case study of the minister talking about funeral tourism, and some people going, very berserk on social media and speaking their minds to the minister and asking questions and all of that. So if you have anything you also want to share with us, go ahead and let us hear from you. You can also go on social media and be part of the family. It's a very huge one. JoyPrime Official is on Instagram and Facebook, and when you go on Twitter, as Real JoyPrime. You can also follow me over there, KMJ on air, and let's have a conversation. We're still here in the studio, and William Asiedu is still here with me. So sometimes I just feel that maybe the people don't see the money, what they're used for, in terms of people coming to visit and we making money out of it, and the fact that we don't see them being used in, taking care of these places. And that's why people get very worried, or they don't even want to hear anything about tourism anymore.
And that's the point I was making about the infrastructural development. So that, as you said, when the monies are collected, they should be used to improve.
But let me, from a layman's perspective, I have no idea. Where do all these monies go? Is it the ministry, the tourism authority,
yes,
or where is it supposed to go actually?
Those facilities that belong to the states, the monies will go to the states.
Okay.
And there are a lot of facilities that don't belong to the states. You understand? So and they use them to pay salaries and so on and so forth. And there's little left to take care of those issues.
Let me pick this one. Yeah. Hello, voter.
Yes.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, sir.
Please go ahead.
We have tourism monkey sanctuary. Take away. We have tourism at Volta. But about some time now, some things are not going well, and I want you people to come and visit us. And
okay.
And we need some help too.
Okay. Where exactly are you talking about? Which tourist site exactly are you talking about?
At Walkway side. Monkey Sanctuary.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Very well. William is there. As for him, when he hears it, it's more like the minister hearing, so you're going to put fire inside. So don't worry. Yeah, we'll be there. Okay. Thank you. You can also give us a call. Let us know what you think here on the show. It's Showbiz Now. So yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think I even mentioned the
you did.
in my introductory statement. I'm saying that when you drive on the main road, it's fine. Now pick the main road to Tafia Toma, where he's talking about. Is the road good? I'm not there. I've been there. When I was there, it wasn't good. He's calling and saying that they need that road fixed. So that's the point. You understand? Because you don't travel all the way to Volta region, and then you go and literally weaken your body just to see a monkey.
That's
but if you have a smooth ride and go and have fun with the monkeys, because the tourism also has let me put the medical, or if you like, positive psychological effect on you.
Okay.
Because so it's good for the individual. That's why in the West they work most part of the year, save money and travel, because seeing new things revitalizes you.
Okay. Willie, let's go to Tamale. Hello, Samira. Samira, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Please go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, dear.
As we are talking about tourism, currently in Tatale, we have a crocodile pond there. That, as I'm talking to you, white people travel from other countries, come there, take pictures of it, but there is no fun. Actually, we've been thinking of how they will develop the place so that the country can generate fun from it. Tatale in particular can also get some benefit from it.
Okay.
The road leading to Tatale in particular is very poor. But people travel to those places. It's a traditional pond that the crocodiles are there, like they worship it like God.
Wow.
But Ghana, We are just sitting behind watching it. They will even come. Some even came and then killed some of them.
Oh.
So the next day, the totally thief woke up and then the crocodiles were all over his house. They were angry. So now we are really lacking behind when it comes to terrorism. If you go there right now, you see it.
We will.
Yes, from Tatali. If you go there right now, there is one particular crocodile that it's like the biggest one among them, full of cowrie.
Okay. I think there's a law we can find in Tatali. We'll be there. We'll surely be there. Calvin is on. Let's go to other regions and see what's happening there. Calvin.
Yes, sir.
Please talk to me. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Tema.
Tema. Okay. What's up with Tema?
I'm from Pam.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Please, I want to contribute to what you're saying, and I don't want us to allocate what we're talking about to the fun and entertainment only. I think footballers can also contribute to tourism. You know, let's take Asamoah Gyan, for example. He holds a record in FIFA World Cup, the African player to score. I mean, he is the African player with most goals in the World Cup. You understand me? So after someone like Asamoah Gyan establishing a museum here, I know definitely people from Togo, Cote d'Ivoire, and other nations will come to watch Asamoah Gyan, even the young ones. Yeah, so I think our footballers also have to get involved in our tourism sector, and we should contribute to it.
Okay. All right, many thanks. Yes, Asamoah Gyan is very huge. Agnes is from Chifo, right?
Yes, from Suhu.
Okay, Aggie, talk to me.
Okay, I must commend you guys. Mr. Williams, you did very, very well.
Great.
What he said. And the actors and the actresses, I don't know, they have the face and everything, but they are not using what they have to help the country as a whole. You see, as other countries, the makeup line that he was talking about is a very business that is helping others. But this country, they can also help in other sectors too, as in the tourism. The road to leading to the tourist sites is very, very bad. That's why it's putting people off to go for tourism. But it's very good psychologically for individuals to visit the site. It's not just for recreation.
Okay.
You see, some people, like, they have mental health and stuff. They can, like, just go in there. It will help them psychologically.
Great.
So they should also help us.
Okay.
But Mr. William, thank you very much. You said it all.
Yeah, that's why he's the president of ASWAC. All right, so many thanks, Agnes, for joining us here on the show. You can also give us a call. All right, so I think that'll be all. In wrapping up, unfortunately, we do only 30 minutes here, man. I think it's been very insightful. Mr. Williams, we have issues in Ghana here. You're wrapping up comments for us.
Yes, I mean, you didn't speak about ASWAC, but...
Oh, no, let's talk about that first. Let's talk about ASWAC.
That's why we put together the association. So that journalists all around the country will pick some of the information that we are getting today.
Okay.
So that we put it out in the media for the minister and her team to know what exactly is going on.
That's why ASWAC exists.
And then secondly, to also empower our members. Because as I keep saying, we cannot give what we don't have. So it is for our members to understand the elements of journalism.
Okay.
So that when we are writing, we don't just write for writing's sake, but we write to change. We come out as change agents.
Okay.
So that if you're a blogger, and you are writing, you don't just pick information from somebody's Facebook page and do a story out of it. If you're a journalist, you don't just pick information from one source and do a story with it.
Which goes on a lot.
Exactly. So we are trying to let our members understand through planned workshops, seminars, master classes. It means if there's a need for us to sponsor one of our own to some program somewhere that will bring us refreshing reports, we will do that. But we are not there. We've just started.
Okay. So
we are saying that ASWAC is out to let people see that arts, tourism, culture, chieftaincy, religious affairs are not just about fun. People, as soon as you mention that, people ask me, why are you doing that? You are managing editor. Why are you in that space?
Yeah.
I'm saying that it's business. People are making money. I mean, the richest guy, Michael Jackson, he was a musician.
Yeah.
And that was arts. So I'm saying that there's money to be made in the arts, tourism, and culture space. They are cultural products. How are we packaging them and how are we selling them? You understand? Our beaches, if you go to places like Mauritius, you just love their beaches. You go to Seychelles, you love their beaches. What have we done about our beaches? So as journalists, we are saying that we are coming together to get the empowerment that we require so that when we pick our pens and our devices to put out stories,
we're ready to change society.
Exactly.
Mr. Williams is coming back again on this very show. We'll have an extensive conversation on that. But let me say big ups to all comedians in Ghana. DKB, David Oscar, Lexi, who's having a show on the 28th. I'm sure going to be there to support it. Let's support our own tourism, culture, arts, comedy in a country where the economy is bad. If you're not careful, you will never laugh. All right, folks. My name is KMJ. I was born to talk. It's been a profitable 30 minutes. Mr. Williams, God bless you for coming through. Swag. And that's our wrap up on the show.